Endone. Welcome back to the Sports Agenda. Well, it's not often you get to rub shoulders with a four-time Olympic gold medalist, Dawn Fraser. It is great to have you in.
Thank you very much, Tom. Great to be in.
How much does that worry you when you see professional athletes hospitalised after taking a painkiller?
Well, I think, if it's been prescribed to them and they're taking it for pain, how many do they take? And obviously, if they are recuperating, no doubt they would have had maybe a beer or so, and that's, reacted against it and put them into that sort of semi-coma, which is a shame because it's a prescribed medication. They can't buy it over the counter. And it's a shame it's happening a lot these days in sport.
Yeah, indeed. Your field of expertise, of course, closely linked with the Australian swim team, and we've noted the still knocks and the Red Bull incidents, and I guess with swimming, especially getting up at those remarkable hours the swimmers do. Is it an ongoing issue with professional sport? These prescription drugs, it seems to be.
I think it is now, Tom. Because they've got a lot of money, they can go in and buy it from the pharmacy. And I know that I could go into a pharmacy and ask them for a prescription drug, and then said, "I'll get the prescription back to you later on." But it's too easy these days, and I think we've got to crack down on them. And I think this is a lesson well learnt by these footballers.
Yeah, well, hopefully, as we heard a few minutes ago, the two players are actually doing well. So hopefully, it sends a message to the rest of the Australian public. You can't really mess around with drugs, either prescription or illicit. Alrighty, what about your Tigers? How do you feel at the moment with the way that things are going at the club, especially with Robbie Farah?
Well, I was most disappointed when they said that to Robbie Farah, that he had to go. I think probably the coach should have gone first, to be very honest. I don't think he's done a very good job. Robbie's an outstanding player. He's played for Australia, he's played in the State of Origin, he's fantastic with the Tigers. He's a Tiger boy and Tiger junior right from the word go. I'd like to see him play his final career out with the Tigers, but at the moment we're not playing very well at the moment, so I think the coach should go, actually.
Okay, all right. Well, let's look ahead to Rio 2016, of course, the Olympics. It's amazing how quickly the Olympics, it's every 4 years, but it seems like it's every 1 year. It just comes around so quickly. How's the Australian swim team looking, and what type of shape are we in looking ahead to Rio?
We're in very good shape at the moment. We came out #1 nation at Kazan in Russia for the World Championship. And our young kids have really formulated into a fantastic team. They've just formulated. I did a clinic down in Canberra at the Institute of Sport with them, and our Fraser team won. We just had a fantastic time. The relationship between me and the younger swimmers was fantastic. They were very supportive. We split up with Japanese swimmers too, and the test was fantastic. And these Campbell sisters are just, setting a great example as team leaders. And I think the younger kids that are coming through, 14, 15-year-old. Australia's looking very good, and we're looking very good for Rio.
Yeah, the Campbell sisters, you mentioned, are absolute bona fide stars. Any names that we don't really know too much about now, but maybe in 6 to 9 months they're going to be household names in Australia?
Look, I'd like to wait until after the Australian Championships in March. I wouldn't like to put any pressure on the young kids coming. Look, there is one kid there that I'm really very fond of, and that's McKeon. She's going to be fantastic. She is fantastic, but she's got a lot of international competition to come up against next year, and I think she's proving herself very good. We've got a couple of good backstrokers, both in men and women. They're both world record holders in the 100 metres backstroke. So we're looking really good right across the board, and I feel that I don't want to put any pressure on naming anyone at the moment, but ask me in a couple of months' time and I'll let you know.
Okay, I definitely will. Now, Dawn, you're also into, it's the White Ribbon Charity is a wonderful cause, but it's disheartening that we still need to talk about domestic violence in Australia. It's remarkable that it's still an issue.
Yes.
And you're also here to raise a bit of awareness, and in particular, tell us about this little contraption you've got on your wrist there.
Well, this is what we call the 3G safety watch, and if I press the emergency button, I would be monitored from my monitoring system 24/7, and it's just a safety watch. It's everything that we've asked for. It's especially for domestic violence, and what we've seen in Queensland over the last week, what we saw here in Sydney yesterday was just appalling for women. I think if something's happened, whether they're taking drugs or whether they're on ice, and ice is the worst possible thing you can probably take. But Si bringing this watch out is probably going to be the best thing for domestic violence, and it's, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. We're giving putting up 1,000 per year for the White Ribbon Charity, and we're trying to get a company or a sponsor to sponsor half of the price of it, and we're going to put these women that are really high risk, and we've got a risk assessment, a couple ex-detectives in Melbourne that are going to look at all these, and we will give the watches away to these women that are really at high risk. And it's the safest thing I've ever worn, and I'm very happy to be the ambassador for them.
Yeah, wonderfully said, and it's a wonderful cause, the White Ribbon Charity, and clearly, hopefully, a great contraption for people out there. Dawn Fraser?
We're going to come around with the white, in the white.
Oh, great.
Instead of it being silver, it will be white, so it'll be for the White Charity.
Excellent. Dawn Fraser, thank you very much for coming in.
Tom, thank you for having me.